caffeine real bad. Oh man. Oh man, I just feel wiped out. I got plenty of sleep last night. Just been fucking hitting the rack and sleeping solid through. But Pete, I got stuff to do today, of course. I got what's up, past Pope? I got a nice piece going. It could be like a little mermaid bat creature thing. They might hang from the ceiling. Get a separate piece. I gotta go by the post office and make sure that mail's being delivered. I haven't had much mail delivery in the last 30 days, like none. So I don't really know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I mean, usually you get junk mail, something. Some little, I don't know. I'll run in here though and ask. Check it out. No, I'm. This is open. I hope this is open. It's not open yet. It'll be open soon. I want to double check though, because there's a new mail carrier. She said she wasn't new, but she is. She's new. She's new to this route. What? Nah. I don't. I'm just like need caffeine bad. Slept like a rock. I don't remember any dreams or anything. I remember seeing somebody right before I went to bed, and then I actually turned out the TV, which is real weird. I was like, don't need it on, sleep with it off. A lot of times I'll sleep with the TV on. So it's sort of unusual that I turn the TV off. It's like, fuck it. I just want to sleep. need to take the dogs swimming at some point. They're all filthy. I could use a hose, but just don't want to deal with it. I'm sorry, I really need caffeine bad. Going right to Dandy. I already ate. I woke up and ate. Woke up and ate in bed. It's the truth. Food was right there, so I ate it. I've been up for 45 minutes since 6, about. I have some thoughts. I just gotta get my shit together here real quick. Which involves a Red Bull. I'm pretty sure. I might have drank all the sugar-free ones. I'll drink a sugar Red Bull. I don't care. My sugar consumption is way down, so it doesn't matter. I can have one. But I need it bad. I do. Need about 300 milligrams of caffeine. Just wake up. Ugh. Shit. I was tired last night, but I went outside and pulled everything into the barn, made sure that in case it rained, nothing got destroyed. Meaning tools. I didn't pull a clamshell in on because I was like, what if it gets real windy and it gets, blown around or something? Oh my God, where's my robot? I need my robot to fucking walk in Dandy and get me my fucking Red Bull. This guy's wearing a mask, he's not stupid. I'll put on this one. Dandy girl had a mask on. Sort of flips me out. Like maybe she's been exposed and I don't know. People just don't wear masks around here. It was weird seeing her in a mask. I'm like, oh, a dandy person with a mask on. I love seeing that. I'm like, you know what? That shit is really floating around here. And she says, I know it is. Like, it's gonna go up in the summer because everybody's getting together. And I'm like, I know. People around here think it's over too. Or they don't care. I've talked to 2 different friends of mine that are just like, these are chicks. They don't think it exists or something. The one's got a real high IQ too. So here's, another one's not stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I know another one has a very high IQ. And the other one has a high IQ. So I don't know what they're both thinking, but they're both wrapped up into conspiracy, so. Oh my God. I don't know. What are you gonna do? But it's rare to see somebody in Dandy wearing a mask. I bet she was around somebody or exposed. She's around a bunch of people and thinks she might. Whatever, I was in there for a second. Maybe she's just smart. Maybe she just watches the news and saw it's going up. Thank you, Moby Meta. Mobi Meta. Is everything okay? Well, I'm sitting here drinking caffeine, and I have 2 Red Bulls. If I drink these and don't wake up, I'm going in there and getting more. It's just weird to go into Dandy and see one of the women wearing a mask. Because everybody said, there's a dude wearing a mask. There's, the majority of people around here don't. Are sort of into conspiracy and right-wing stuff, and aren't gonna wear a mask, and a lot of males have the I'm too tough to get sick attitude. You tell me that when you're on a ventilator, or you get it and then you give it to someone else that dies. That's what I said to my one friend. I was like, you get it 4 times. You've given it to people, You could give it to somebody that croaks. I don't know. Different people have different attitudes toward different things. Like getting somebody sick. Maybe they look at it like, well, it's not my fault. I COVID twice. The second I wasn't even sick. Yeah, you just had it and spread it. Yeah, it's a bitch. That's what they said. I heard somebody talking about monkeypox, and they said, well, the difference with monkeypox is if you get it, you're gonna know you have it. So it's sort of harder to spread because you are really sick. With COVID, some people just get asymptomatic. Some people there's an asymptomatic part in the beginning where you don't feel sick, It looks like I've said the wrong thing. Was only interested. You didn't say anything, idiot. You didn't say a thing, dude. Looks like I've said the wrong thing. Was only interested. That's the only thing you said, troll. When you grow up. So you just like hearing somebody's. You did not ask about Sam, okay? I don't see one comment here about Sammy. You didn't say one thing about Sam, okay? You didn't say one thing about Sam. I don't see one comment here about Sammy. Troll. No, you did just say the wrong thing. You did say the wrong thing just now. Troll. What are you talking about, moron? I agree, John. Grow up, man. How's Europe, John? Don't you live in Austria or something like that? Austria, right? I'm drinking these down as quick as I can. I need caffeine in me. Stupid trolls. They're just horrible to deal with. They are. But I mean, I heard somebody else talking about this. It was a doctor or something. He said, "Yeah, I live in this area that like I go into a store. I'm the only one wearing a mask, and you have to put up with these sort of like, people have these, they have looks like, sort of an attitude. I don't give a fuck. I'm waiting for somebody to say something to me. I'll remain calm. This time last year, I got in a tiff with somebody where I could have done better. I should have done better. And I sort of, I don't know. I could have done better. I won't make that mistake this time. I'll walk away, but I'll tell them what I think. Which will be enough. God, that was this time last year. I was a raving lunatic. I know I was a lunatic at the time, too. I did everything wrong. I did everything to like egg the guy on. Park in the back of the lot, just the whole 9 yards. I didn't say, come on, hit me. But I might as well have. It was really sort of screwed up. It was like I was 18 or something, acting childish. I was acting like the tough guy. It was fucking stupid. Didn't prove a fucking thing. But people don't wear masks around here. It's like my neighbor, the kid that got sick. I was asking his mom, I said, is he vaccinated? No, he's not. His mom's a nurse. She's vaccinated. She has to be. There are things that government won't tell us. No kidding. It's called top secret shit. Hang on, are you talking about COVID? I haven't caught it and never will get COVID. You're removed from this. You're removed from live video. I don't need this. You don't need to be here. Oh, you'll never catch it. Okay, tough guy. See, that's the kind of attitude I'm talking about. You'll never catch it. Oh, really? So, viruses, you're too tough for a virus? Is that right? That's a moronic thing to say. Nobody wears masks in Virginia. We're 75% vaccinated, though. Well, that's good. That's good, but I think most of my neighbors are vaccinated, but in this area, like, the mom was vaccinated, the kid is old, she couldn't make him get vaccinated. And then, it's like, if you're vaccinated and you're not up on your vaccination, it doesn't do any good. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, there's some people that think that this vaccine works like you get vaccinated and then you're not supposed to ever need another vaccination again. That's not how the RNA vaccination works. You know, that's not it. It wanes, so you have to get boosted. It's sort of like the flu shot. It's every year, except it's even more. It's about every 6 months, it looks like. So if you get your vaccine, you get your 2 at the beginning, and then you wait a year, you don't have any coverage. So, no, I have all 3 at 4, 6 months. I've been boosted twice. I got boosted on the 12th, or May 12th. So I've been boosted already, and I'll get boosted again. Okay, let's see. What are the side effects that I've had since I've got the vaccine? Well, my hip is better. That's one of the things that I've noticed in the last year. I'm trying to figure all the things out that have happened to me, like I've taken, right, that have caused my hip to be better, or any type of interaction with I'm trying to figure this out. Like, why is my hip better? Could it be the RNA vaccine? I don't know. I still haven't looked at what my doctor said, because I contacted my doctor about something, and then I'm like, fuck it. I don't really need to contact her about this. It's no big deal. It's just fucking life. And, put up with some shit. You can't be like, oh, I got anxiety, I've always had anxiety. So I have a tendency to, at least I can ride it out. I'll be fine. Just stay busy, exercise, and it dissipates, and carry on. So I was contacted about anxiety, thinking like, well, maybe I should take something. And then I haven't read, because I'm not against that. I've always said this on my channel. You got a problem, man, you contact your doctor. Talk to your doctor about it. But I asked her about, like, my hip. I told her what's been happening. I don't know what her response is. I'll check today, though, see what she says, because there's no explanation. I mean, in 1998, they wanted to give me a hip replacement. They wanted to give me... They're always trying to sell me on a hip replacement because they'll make a lot of money, December 28th, I had a doctor's appointment with my doctor, and I was asking her about, like, is the recovery time any better? Stuff like that. She's like, you should consider it. She's like, and I'm like, I'm not in a position where I can consider it. But we talked about it. We've been talking about it, and then, like, but even at that point, see, I'd been getting better. And then now it's like lots better. I think I could walk all day on it. I can run a little bit. I mean, there was some aspect to grouse hunting that, not some, there was, I was sort of worried I might get stuck out in the woods, that my leg would lock up. Now, my leg hasn't locked up in a while. It had locked up in the last 3 months a couple times. Because I remember I was like moaning in front of Destiny. I was like, there's nothing that I can do, and I'm fucking like locked up in front of some. I'm like, nothing in the last 2 months. It hasn't even locked up. The locking up would be like, okay, I'm having trouble. I feel it. and it's locking up, and then you lay down and it doesn't even matter. You're laying down, you can't move the joint. And sometimes I'd have to like take my leg and physically move it with my hands and my arm to like, because it's locked up, I can't do anything. And I'd be like, I can't remember the last time I did that in front of her. Like, it's been a while. 3-4 months ago, something like that. I run on the I can run on the hip now. I don't know, man. Does it have to do with the RNA vaccine? I don't know. Is it the vitamins? Did I have like a vitamin deficiency and it caused like the nerves to be like sensitive? I also had reoccurring shingles. I haven't had reoccurring shingles. And that would be when I'd be stressed out. I haven't had it. I got reoccurring shingles because I didn't go to the doctor. I didn't know what it was. I had no idea what it was. I was like, you see pictures of it. It's supposed to be like this big. Mine isn't that big. It's like that big. And it was always by like, it's on my torso, down by my spine. I took the vaccine for that too, but it didn't seem to help because after that I got it again. I was stressed out. I got it again. And lately, no, nothing. This should be a warning to everyone. If you're sick, something's going on with you, you go to the doctor. Don't be like me, man. I was laying on a couch when this happened. I was in my 40s or something, moaning. And the girlfriend at the time was like, you need to go to the doctor. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. My back is killing me. Oh my God, what's the matter with me? Go to the doctor. I can't. I don't have the money. She said, you have the money. It'll cost you about $100. I can't spend it on that. So by me not going to the doctor, they could have put me on, the stuff that they give, which is cyclovir or whatever. I would have lessened my chance to get reoccurring shingles. It's related to stress, and I'm like one of the most stressed out people you're ever going to meet. So that hasn't happened either. And it's not like I got younger. I've gotten older, so I don't really understand any of it. Did the RNA vaccine just kick my shit into high gear or something? I don't know. It's clearly different. I'm clearly different. Physically, I'm different from my waist down. There wasn't a problem there. That wasn't what I was saying. Never had I'm not bragging or anything, but I don't really have that. I got bit by one of Michael Vick's dogs. Never went to the hospital till my cousin made me. Are you friends with Michael Vick? That idiot, Michael Vick, man. God damn it. He's just terrible to pits. I hate him. Most of those dogs were rehabilitated. Oh, you had to get a rabies vax? Is it true that that's what they refer to it as? A rabies vax after you get bit? Because you could get a rabies vaccination if you work with animals. Like if you're a vet or you're a vet tech, like you had to get a rabies vaccination. Now, as a vet tech, they didn't make me get it, but the vet had to have it, which I thought was weird, and I kind of wanted it. So I was working with kittens, but all the kittens were like checked and everything. But I was like, why do you get it and I don't? Well, you could, like that. I'm like, well, why are we not paying for me to get it? What if I get rabies? Well, you'll be all right. We'll check, It's It's by law, I have to have it. You don't. And I'm like, what is this about money? You're not friends with him? But, I don't know, man. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm older. It should be getting worse. My hip would be getting worse. The last time I had serious pain, it was unrelated to my leg. It was my back. And I was digging out the barn door, and it was during the winter. And I was using the mattock. And it fucked up my like sciatica, and I didn't know what the sciatica was, but I'd had it before, and because Destiny had that deal. She said, does it run down your leg? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, that's your sciatica. So I fucked up the sciatica, and I was considering going to the doctor then. And 3 or 4 days it was subsided. But it was sort of unrelated to my hip. I've had pain in my knee because of Lutzy slamming into my knee, but not my hip. It's like my hip is healing or something. You know, it's a different type of joint. So when Lutzy would like go into me, it's, you know, just fuck up my knee. Vic owns 2 millimoirs now, and apparently the mall group checks on him. A fox bit me. That's pain. The needles are so long. Do they still do it in the stomach? They don't do it in the stomach though, right? You do not need... That's only in foreign countries, like third world countries, where they're injecting you into the stomach, into the abdomen, right? Is that true? I don't know anything, you know. I know that you don't come back from rabies. They did do it in the stomach. Is that what you're saying? That you did get the injection in the abdomen? You know, the CDC's recommendations are really clear. Yeah. Oh, it is. They still do it in the abdomen. It's really clear. Like if you have an infant or somebody that's incapacitated, and you have a, do you take omegas? I take a multivitamin. I take a vitamin D. I take the Bs. I take a B complex. I take B12. I take B3 or B, whatever niacin is, and I take vitamin C. Could that, I mean, I thought maybe some of those vitamins have to do with nerves. Maybe I had a vitamin deficiency, but this has been happening over the last year, and it's just like the B12 is perfect, and C. I didn't get one in the abdomen. Thank you, Slick Rick. I think they only do that in foreign countries. Now they do it like in your arm, or it's IM. So that's one of the things that I thought. But this has been reoccurring shingles. Do you think the shingles vaccine is a good idea? I can't tell you what's a good idea. I don't know. You'd have to talk to your doctor. Do I look like a doctor? Why would you be asking, wait a minute, why would you be asking somebody that wasn't a doctor a medical question? Why would you do that? You know I've been on YouTube a long time. You do understand that, right? I've been on YouTube and I know the community guidelines. You have to talk to the doctor, but I experienced with it. I said that I got it. Didn't I say that I had it? I know the community guidelines. You know that, right? You think I'm an idiot? What would you be asking a YouTuber for medical advice? Yeah, I think that would be best, other than trying to get me a community guideline strike, because if I would have answered that question, that's what it would have been, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Don't you think? That'd be a community guideline strike. Yeah, don't ever do that to any YouTuber, because if they do answer that question that you're answering, they'll get a community guideline strike. I've just been doing this so long, it'd be pretty hard to slip me up in a live stream. Because that was already tried early on, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen now. I always tell everybody on everything, you're having a problem, contact your doctor. Don't look for medical advice online. That's absurd. It's absurd that you would be asking somebody what their opinion is about medical shit that isn't a doctor. That's as absurd as you have problems with your dog. You have problems with your dog, and you think talking to a dog trainer is going to solve your problem, like they have a magic wand. That's absurd too. Because the doctor is going to tell you something similar that the dog trainer is going to tell you, and that like with the dog, I'm just telling you, like there's no magic wand. I need to see your dog. Your dog needs to be in front of me. And the doctor's going to say the same thing. You know, you need to come in, okay? So stop being unrealistic, people. How annoying. Peter, you're well hit. I don't know what that means. But I do have a really great piece going in the barn I'm really happy with. Destiny was gonna make something with it, and she didn't, so now I am. That's the deal, like nobody makes something, you know, I'm making it. A machine. I am sort of an art machine. I am equally as good at dog training as I am art. I'm good at some things. I am. And I've been practicing them my whole life. And that's art, animals, and dog training. Well, art, comedy, and dog training. Because I've been doing it for so long. It's been like such a part of my deal. It becomes second nature at a point if you practice something long enough. You don't have to think about it. You can just do it like a dog. A dog doesn't think, they respond. That's how you want to become in your life. You want to practice it so much that you don't think about it. I use the analogy of MMA or grappling sports, anything like that. You practice, and then you just respond. You just know how to respond. I have a friend that's taken jiu-jitsu that loves it. She's never done it before. She thinks she's hot shit. She might hear this, but I can tell she thinks she's hot shit. She's only been doing it for a few. But you need to practice that over and over again. I took this wrestling camp with Dan Gable. And Dan said something that I think Bruce Lee said too. Not verbatim, but they both said the same thing. You practice a move 1,000 times, and then you might start knowing it. Practice it again another 1,000 times. You keep practicing and practicing to where it just becomes second nature. You could ask somebody, like when I was back in the wrestling days, you could ask me, like, what did you do in the second round? I won't even know because I'm not thinking about it. It's instinctual because I've practiced and practiced. But that's how you want to be. You want to be in your life where you don't have to think. You can just respond. Even comedy would be the same thing, or this, going up on stage or responding to somebody. Responding to somebody putting up a quasi-troll comment trying to get me to talk about medical advice. I already know what that would entitle by me doing that. So it's not going to happen. You're not going to slip me up. I've gone over this 1,000 times in my head. Good luck trying to slip me up with that one, you know? And I don't know if that was a troll comment, but it certainly comes off like it. Because who in the would be asking for medical advice on a live stream? Like, and who? It's just weird because, like, lady, if that was not a troll comment, but it's just like, who would? Why wouldn't you just contact your doctor? Like, what's my experience with it? I got it. I don't know. I had a side effect from it, that's for sure. It was wicked too. It was like woke up at 2:30 in the morning, my teeth were chattering. The pharmacist said, he said, you know, this one has some side effects, and he said, I'm just telling you, it's a good product, but it does have some side effects. So just man. That be? I don't know. I did it anyway. I got the booster afterwards. Whether it worked or nothing. So that's real weird. And the hip. Two things that are really unusual with my health in a positive way. And I don't really... I think I'm going to make an appointment with my doctor just to talk to her about this because I'm so flipped out about it. I'm talking about it in live streams constantly. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not saying that on my YouTube channel I haven't done things for entertainment purposes. I have. This is not one of them. This is just a weird thing in my life that I can't explain. It was such a big deal for me to even like start using a cane. I'm a dog trainer. It's a physical activity. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to have to start using a cane when I do videos. And I'm like, look, it's not that big of a deal. You know, just do it. Who cares? It's just, you know, you can obviously still get around. You want to portray yourself as being able to train the dog. I mean, I can think of this dog trainer I know. She's like, was like, don't let people know that I had surgery because I want, don't, you know, like that. Like it was a big deal for her. I was like, look, it's not that big of a deal. But her thing was about a hernia. Like, so what, you know? And, you know, it was a big deal. This was 2017 or 18. I was like, I gotta use I'm just gonna use canes because I have to. I wouldn't know where one of my canes was if I fucking had to look for it. I would look around for it, which that would happen all the time. You set those things down, you can't find it. You don't get 24/7. But I need it daily. This is the truth. Daily, usually later in the afternoon. There wasn't too long ago that if I stood in one place and was live streaming and talking on the camera, which was still happening 2-3 months ago, now it doesn't even happen. I mean, I had Rhea G said, you know, texting me going, make sure and move because your hip's gonna lock up. She's probably nothing. I don't know, man. Luck is an interesting thing because I've sort of considered myself real lucky in a lot of respects and really unlucky in a lot of respects. You know, like I feel like I've gotten some shit out of life. If I went tomorrow, it wouldn't be like my life has been a waste. I've gotten some stuff, but like the hip thing, that's pretty unlucky. But now the hip thing, I feel pretty lucky. I found I found money before. I found $3,500 once, unmarked, except it was obvious that it was this is true. It was somebody was running numbers because they had like, you know, the scores and shit like that. So I had to talk to several people. What do I do with this? Do I take this to the police station? And every one of them said, "Are you crazy? You keep that. That's fucking illegal money. You take it to the police station, they're gonna keep it." So I kept the 3,500. It was weird. It was like so and so chat, like the name of the team. Like it was like they were fucking. It was betting receipts. It was very old. That I consider really lucky because I really needed it. It was like a gift from God. I found a weed eater over here, right here. I got it at the house. It was like brand new, man. It looked like it'd been used like once or twice. That's lucky. That's also like the fanny pack with the money in it on the road. I stopped because I got this feeling. I'm like, man, that doesn't look right. I'm gonna go grab that. I picked it up. Tell there was fucking money in it. It was weird. And then the weed eater. We drove in here. I forgot why we drove in here. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna turn around or something. And I said, is that a weed eater? And she said, yeah. I went up here and I'm like, man, I'm gonna turn around and go get that. I came back in here and I pulled the cord. It looked like it was brand new. I'm like, I'm taking this thing, and it starts right up. There's been so many experiences like that where I just consider myself lucky, but then there's been things in my life that are like, I've never had a grant. No organization has ever given me a fucking art grant. I've gotten to the point where like people have said like, why don't you fill this out? Why bother? Why bother? That's all a setup anyway. And even when it was set up for me, like the Tiffany biannual, or the Tiffany grant, that was set up for me, man. I had Alana Hayes fucking recommended me 3 times. She could have 3 different people. Me. I didn't even get it with somebody like her. It wasn't even that much. It was only like 25 grand or something, but I really could have used it. It's just like, don't even bother. Like, it's not going to happen for me. Maybe when I'm older, I'll finally get a grant. In California. I'm going to do that. Come on, I got animals, man. I can't go do that. Why would I do that? It was prestigious, and you can rub elbows with other artists and network. Fuck that. I don't like people that much. How's that gonna help? How is that gonna fucking help? It's not. I don't need it either. What am I gonna do? Oh, like I need to go make art around other artists? I don't need to make art around you. If I'm gonna make art around another artist, it's gonna be somebody I'm collaborating with, not knocking on their. Hey, I'm Peter from next door. Do you have any cadmium red I could borrow? How about cobalt? You got some cobalt? Liquitex? Could I borrow that? I'll pay you back. What are you gonna do? I don't want to do that. What's that anyway? Those things, those are just a dating opportunity, and everybody knows it. You go to the artist thing to get like, that's it. That's my impression of it, which is probably a shit impression, but you know, it's all a joke. What can you learn as an artist? Nothing. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. It's like you're born with this shit, and either you can make it or you can't. If I needed to know something, if I needed to know how to weld, I'd teach myself how to weld. But I already know how to weld. So that's the only thing you can really learn, like in art school. I think that it was good for me to go as a growing experience, just to be around some people of the like-minded people, right? And that was good to be around other artists because I'd never really been around other artists before. And technically, I don't know if I really learned anything because I'm so expert done that anyway, I think. But very important because as soon as I saw Marcel Duchamp's urinal, it clicked. Everything sort of made sense. Like that piece was just like, and Ed Keenholtz's work was just like this. Him and Bruce Conner, seeing their work was just, I was like, oh my God, like that really made a lot of sense to me. But then there were other artists that made a lot of sense to me, like Jim Dine. Man, I'd see Jim Dine paintings and I'd be like, holy crap. You know, the hearts and stuff like that. It was invaluable for me to learn about other artists, which I might not have learned as quickly if it wasn't for art school. I had my method down too. There would be slides, right? And we'd have a test on art history, and there'd be slides up, and on this is a long time ago. There would be like a light box, and then you could go and look at the slides. Me and my roommate had this down. We'd just go, we'd look at them real quick, and then we'd leave. And then we'd come back some other time. We'd look at them real quick and leave. You do that, three idiots would say, and look at the slides real quick. And I'd be like, my friend Scott, he'd be the same way. I'd be like, you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. But we do the same thing when we went to the art museum, me and him. It was different, but like similar in some ways. Like intellectually, I think me and Scott are sort of similar. He got good grades and graduated from high school. But like we go to the art museum. He was one of the few people I like going to the art museum with, because what we would do is we'd go in the Nelson Atkins Art Museum, and we'd just start walking, right? We wouldn't sit there and look at every piece. We'd just walk through the museum, and maybe we stop, like one of us would stop, or we'd both stop, check it out and talk about it, and then we'd just sort of move on. Like there was this like real like flow. It wasn't like we had to see everything when we went in. We just would go in, peruse, maybe look at some stuff, and let's get out of here, you know? Let's go do something. It's the only way to do it. You can't force. Art should be entertainment and should be fun. So going into a museum and like, I gotta see every piece is just a fool's game. You're not gonna see every piece and you're not gonna retain it. You're not, you just have to go in, and then those pieces that really made an impression upon you the first time, you might look at them again. That's the only way to do it. But art history was invaluable for, it was really important for me. There's so many pieces so many artists that I learned about. Like I took one art history class from this guy, Steve Cromwell, and it was contemporary stuff. And he always had like friends that were in New York City making, You might not hear their, it wouldn't be like a household name or something, but be somebody that was showing in New York City. That class was real good too because it gave you an idea. I should thank him, by the way. He's on my Facebook thing. Um, it gave me an idea of like what was possible as far as like materials went. You know, like you can make stuff, Elmer's glue essentially. But I mean, there anything's possible with any material. So his class was real good. Art history seemed like it was more important than the studio classes because the studio classes, I wasn't making stuff in studio anyway. They were letting me make my shit at home and bring it in. I don't know really why they allowed me to do that, but they did. This is art school. I think that they just had a tendency to look at the individual, you know, and rules are made to be broken or something. You can't, like in the art world, you can't be like real rigid. And that's the one thing about like the art world. It's not rigid and it's forgiving. Like they have more of a tendency to put up with mental illness or alcoholism or drug addiction or whatever. I'm not saying any of those are good. I'm just saying that like the art world's more forgiving. I know I am. I'm like I'll put up with stuff from somebody that's talented to a point. I might have to step back from them, but like there's more of a tendency for me to be like, yeah, well, yeah, their work's great. You know, they're a loon, but their work is great. It's like the art world's sort of, it's always been like that. You can even think about writers that, there's artists that are pieces of shit as humans, but, and I don't agree with that. Like if somebody is like a real piece of shit of a human, like do you tolerate their fucking nasty behavior just because they're talented? I don't think so. There's a point where it's like, it doesn't matter how talented the person is. If they're amoral, they just fucking shun them. But I don't see that. A lot of the art world seems to be like, yeah, but think about Norman Mailer and that writer that was in jail that he was trying to help. He killed somebody. Fuck him, man. Doesn't matter if he's a talented writer or not. He's fucking a jailbird that did, you know, put on a pedestal. They're just like everybody else. It's not like some kind of idiosyncratic behavior. You know, it's not like his art. His art isn't fucking shit. He's not shit. He should stay in jail. Don't try and get him out. Doesn't because somebody is a genius or brilliant, however you want to put it in the art world, that does not give them carte blanche to do whatever they want. They should, you should shun that person. You know, there's a difference between showing up late or they're terrible with money, like or not other people, like being narcissistic. Most art narcissism is something totally different. It's about lack of empathy, and most artists I know are not unempathetic. But if there was one, that'd be a good reason to shun. You know, it's hard dealing with somebody that's unempathetic or like somebody that's sadistic, right? Would be easier to deal with than somebody that just like was apathetic. Do you know what I'm saying? I know it sounds weird, but sadistic, at least they have like something there. They're getting off the person that's just like, I don't really give a shit about anybody or anything. I think the sadistic person, you might see them also be the opposite, so that they could be sadistic. Um, People are fucking freaks. They are. They're fucking. People are weird, man. We're all just a bunch of freaks, and this like sliding scale of human behaviors. We all fall in this one realm somewhere. Some are over here on the shit section. Some over here, not so in between. We'll call this Jesus of Nazareth, and this would be Satan himself. Of course, you would want to fall anywhere from this point on, I would imagine, if you're lucky. You want to help people. If you don't, you should probably try, because if you try, you might start seeing things differently. You know, you don't have to be Mother Teresa or something, Mother Teresa, but you certainly, it's beneficial to everyone's own self to help other people, and you know whatever that is, I don't know. That could mean anything. I could just be giving somebody the time of day. I've always tried to help people get art shows. I mean, I want to be supportive to the arts. I feel it's sort of important. Like people should, like, artistically, because I do it, it makes more sense that I think that other people should live the lifestyle of being broke. I love that tree. And Capote's work, pretty brilliant. So there's a lot of authors that were amazing. Bret Easton Ellis is not one of them. I don't really see him as like a Bright Lights Big City as anything. Well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. Like, it is about addiction. That movie, I saw that movie, Bright Lights Big City. Michael J. Fox played the main character. It was sort of a. It was sort of put a light on addiction. It made it look like how it really is. The guy's life falls apart because of his cocaine addiction. Which is usually how it is. It's always how it is. It's all addiction. It's a disease. What do you say? It feels nice to help someone that need help. Should be all take a given, but yeah. Klaus Kinski. That is a good Klaus Kinski. That's weird you brought him up. Gustav Klimt. I like his work. I think it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. I've always liked Klimt's work. I like Egon's work. Egon, a piece of shit, Not the best human being, but man, like his shit was amazing. Klimt, though, God, some of that stuff is just like the gilded. God, it's just really beautiful. Klaus Kinski. Who played Klaus Kinski in that movie? God, who was that? Jeremy Irons did a great job too. Um, yeah, there's a lot of pieces of shit in the world. Now, not everybody's good. That's the sliding scale of humanity too. You got everybody falls somewhere. You got Mother Teresa, and then you have the Scrooge. So you should. John's right. You should just, if you haven't been charitable, you should at least try. If you try it, you might find that it does give you some kind of power to fucking help someone. It doesn't have to be monetary, but that, if you have, if you say you have 10 and you're okay with the 10, you can give $1. You don't have to be rich to be charitable. You don't. Just think of it like this. Like, you're poor, but you're better off than a lot of people, right? You see somebody without shoes, get them some shoes. It's not gonna, might make your life a little bit harder, but do you think you're gonna be able to eat? Are you gonna lose your house? They don't have a house. If you sit there and make excuses, well, if I give them this $10, they're gonna spend it on alcohol. So what? Maybe they won't. Stop being so judgmental. You don't know. They might spend 5 of it on booze and they might use the other 5 for food. So give them the fucking money. Who cares? It's only money anyway. You can't take it with you. I don't know. Just comes around, goes around. Pay your rent on the planet. Klaus Kinski. I hadn't thought about that name in a long time. It does feel nice to help someone. It does. Who's another piece of shit? Roman Polanski. He's a piece of shit, right? But another brilliant person. Woody Allen. Brilliant, yet a piece of shit. You know? And you see Woody Allen's work, man. I mean, like, he couldn't be spelling it out anymore. It's really, I find weird. I'm sorry. I just, like, he didn't need to marry Sun Yi. I just, I don't get it. It's not like he didn't know her age. He knew her age. It was his stepdaughter. There's plenty of people he could have dated. If he wanted to date an 19-year-old, he could have. He didn't need to date Sun Yi. It's Woody Allen. There's no need for that. Like, really? You couldn't just find someone else? Like, no, it's Hollywood. Nobody would have any problem with him dating a younger woman. Nobody would care. But, it's compulsion. Some people have compulsion problems, I think. I think he might be one of them. And his compulsion is fucked up. But just because he's a brilliant director, writer, doesn't ever. There's lots of examples of that. And, it's just like the art world just seems like, yeah, but he's great. He's a great director. He's awesome. Yeah, well, he's a piece of shit, too. And not everybody's a piece of shit in some regards, but Woody Allen just comes off as like a total piece of shit. Like, he really could have. He could have. It's Woody Allen. If he wanted to date an 18-year-old, at my age, he could have. He didn't need to date his fucking stepdaughter. You know, 18's a little young for somebody my age. It's my opinion. That's my opinion. You know, I can't see dating anybody under. There's a crow. Like 21, sort of. You know, they have to have lived a little bit. You know, I just don't get it. Yeah, he's a piece of shit, right? Woody Allen. And then you hear stuff from his that was his daughter, I think his adopted daughter, maybe Mia Farrow's kid. Maybe he didn't adopt her, but she sounds pretty like, oh yeah, you know, she sounds believable. There's a crow up there. What's it doing? It looks young. It's too early to be a baby, I think. It's a small one. There's no really ravens around here in this area, but I think that there are. There's not supposed to be, but I see them. They're too big to be a crow. They're not supposed to be in this area of the country. It's supposed to only be the American crow, but um, I don't know. I liked Woody Allen's movies until I started seeing him as a piece of shit. The whole Soon Yi thing, like, really was a turnoff for me. I'm like, what? Why'd he do that? It's some kind of compulsion with these dudes. Like, hey, you could even take like the Lolita Express, like all those people that were on it. Like, they could have, they wanted an escort. They could have gotten somebody that was of age. Do you know what I'm saying? You go out to Las Vegas and find somebody that's 18. If that was really the issue, do you have to have somebody that's 18? Why didn't they do that? Because they're so freaking powerful and they don't give a shit. And they want to destroy somebody's life, I think. It's all about power, I guess. I don't know. It's real weird. What was that about? Prince Edward and fucking Clinton was on that thing? I don't get it. Like, all those fuckers had so much money, right? It was clearly about underage. What the fuck? That's what they did. It's what they did, what they wanted to do. I don't understand it. Maybe because they have so much power, they need more power. So they would use that as like I'm untouchable. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, there's people that are not powerful that like go that route too. Like, they don't really know right from wrong or something. Like, wouldn't something tell you in the back of your mind, like, this isn't right? Or maybe that's what makes it like what they want to do. I don't know. I generally think that 50%, over 50% of the pop, most people are good. I would have a tendency to trust most people, which might be a mistake, but bad behaviors. But if you're an artist, you should really keep in mind, if you you have all your ducks in a row, reclaim the space. You make it really apparent that you are professional. Go up on like my work, like for that somebody to show my work, I know that they're make sure that they know. Like I might be a dick, and they're not use imagery where I use exit art as the example. Jeanette Ingerman, who's passed, who was an awesome lady. She said, we're not going to censor you, but she goes, my parents were in Auschwitz or something like that. We're not going to censor you, and I think the imagery is fine. I had like swastika on this Pope thing that I was doing. She said, I get it, but she's like, I'm just telling you, you're going to get some repercussions if you do that. And I was like, it's not a problem, I'll change it. So I just changed it to something that sort of looked like it, just like infer that that's what it was. I did that in the last, in that Trump show too. Like I had an armband with a smiley face on it. It's obvious what I'm saying, to most people. But you can't be like rigid. You can't be rigid. I've never, man, I'm telling you, whenever I put something up, I want opinions on where the shit is sitting. If the gallery owner says, hey, this might look good over here, let's do it. Like the last show, I was like, asking the gallery, can you just hang the flat work on the wall? Yeah, we can do that. I don't need to do everything. They're in the art world because they have an eye. They can do that shit. I just think that, like, as an artist starting out, you can't be too rigid. Then for God's sakes, do not show your work in a bar or a restaurant or a coffee house that's shooting yourself real low. You might as well just be shooting yourself in the foot. Do group shows in galleries or alternative spaces are fine. If you need to do that to get your foot in the door, do that. Alternative spaces are probably better than a group show. Like if it's an alternative space, it's in a big loft area or something, you get like a big area, do that. Don't fucking start doing coffee houses. That's fucking, like, you might as well be doing decorative bullshit. It's the truth. Do not fucking do that shit. And I repeat, this is real important. Do not end up, if you're looking for a job as an artist, do not be like a studio assistant for an artist. Like if I, which I'm not gonna do, I could do it. Well-known artists will put out, and I'm not that well-known, but I mean, there have been times in my life I could have gotten like an intern, right? Don't think that like being the intern for the more established artist is going to be beneficial. That is not going to be beneficial. Don't be an intern ever. Don't do it. You don't want to be stretching canvases for somebody. Don't do that. That's not anybody that's done that has done anything with their lives as far as like art goes. Maybe I'm wrong. Jean-Michel Basquiat, he was working for Warhol. That's about it. I can't really think of anybody else. But that is a different story. It's not really what he would, he wasn't like stretching canvases or like, that's a different story. With somebody like Warhol, it was more hands-on shit than just like, I stretch so-and-so's canvases and prime them. And it's an unpaid internship, but they throw me, a few $100s a week. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a huge mistake. Don't shoot yourself low. Don't do that. Don't get wrapped up into, I'm going to do an art-related job either. Do something unrelated to art. That's what you want to do. You want to do either art, and if you have to make money, make sure it has to do nothing with art because you're going to be exhausted when you come home. If you're working on somebody else's shit, right? And it's not collaborative. It's like you're working on their shit for them and you're not going to get credit. Do you understand? Don't do that because you're going to be exhausted when you come home and you're not going to want to fucking work on your own shit. If you're collaborative shit, that's a different story. If you're getting credit where credit is due, that is a different story. But you are not going to get credit for helping produce an established artist's work. That is a waste of your time and your energy because you're not going to feel like doing your own shit. I'm just telling you, it's a stupid thing. People who do that always end up like doing teaching and shit like that. Those who can't teach. I shouldn't be saying that because I know somebody in particular that was on the stream that taught that can, and there are many teachers I know that taught and can. So take that with a grain of salt. You know, Robert Arneson, Jerry Kearns. I get a whole list of artists that taught, that produced artwork. Dale Eldred. You know, it's just a long list. Jim Merrill obsessively doing print work. I mean, there's so many that it's just like, but I'm talking about like teaching, like high school or teaching. Like they shoot themselves low and they're the fucking intern for the established artist, and then they want to do art therapy. That's another thing that, like, my God, like, art therapy, give me a break. Oh, look at this woman with this cow. I'm gonna go talk to her. I want to talk to her. Hang on, I'll be right back. Oh my fucking God, I was just petting a baby cow. That was fucking bitchin'. That was a great experience, and I'm getting a cow. I am getting a fucking cow. That was so awesome. She rescued the baby cow. She said that she's got like some Facebook thing. They were talking about this cow that the mother stepped on its leg. So she gets the baby cow, gets its surgery so that its leg is fixed. It's her pet now. The husband goes like, yeah, as soon as I got in the car, I knew it was gonna be our pet. I'm telling you, it was fucking awesome. You could get a baby cow for a couple $100. I'll get one of those Highland cows. It's like, that was great. That was awesome. I saw her like stink on catfish about a month ago. I guess I'd gotten back from the hospital or something. I'm like driving along. I'm going, maybe 3 weeks ago or something. I'm like, that woman's got a pet cow. She's out there in her backyard with her fucking cow. She's got it on a lead. Baby cow will probably be the new addition to, and I'll have to stop eating beef, which is okay. It'll be a health thing. It was so petting it, you know? Baby cow. It was a black and white cow. I'm gonna go get one more Red Bull. It was so cool, man. Why not? You know, hi, how you doing? Why not? Hey, Peter, my mate, I love your videos so much. Been watching for 5 years. Can't wait to hear more about. We got more Bigfoot coming up. I might do a thing this afternoon, actually. But a baby cow? They're not expensive. I have to run the price of the baby cow. To get the baby cow is cheaper than a dog. So I could get the cow, the baby cow, for about $200. Bottle feed it. So I have to find out how much it's actually going to cost. I don't think that you can use cow milk from the store. I think it has to be some kind of formula. But maybe you can. So that's all that shit's going on. That's about figure baby cow's going to eat a gallon a day. That's about $5 a day. That starts getting pricey. But now, the other thing is too, if I have a baby cow, is that going to increase my YouTube following? And am I going to get hits on that? But that was so awesome. Hey buddy, how you doing? You know, scratching underneath its chin and shit. It was fucking awesome. The other thing really is that it is sort of a concern that I like to eat beef. If I get a baby cow, I will stop eating beef. Maybe I don't need another Red Bull. Maybe I'll just go home and start my day. That was enough for me to experience the baby cow. That was really, really amazing. She don't have a lot of room for it. She's got, you know, she takes it out for a walk in the yard and shit. She's got it on a lead, man. She's like on a halter and a lead. Like, come on. It's got it in like a little shed right now, which I'm sure it'll graduate to the bigger garage. They're winging it. Because I asked a couple questions and they said, that's weird, we were just talking about that today. Like, do you have to deal with their hooves like you do a horse? And, you know, the hoof on a horse is like, it's a hoof, but with a cow it's split. Maybe it doesn't need to be. But if you start working with that was a male, so I guess the vet was gonna come out today or yesterday or something and fix it, so that's an option. I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I want the most docile animal, and I'm sure females get sort of randy when they go in heat. I just don't, or whatever the term is, I just don't know how often they do that. You know, you don't want the female cow busting into you or something. I don't know a lot about bovine behavior. I'm not against having a male that's castrated, though. Maybe females are smaller, that might be an advantage to that. Don't need a milk-producing animal. I don't need anything like that. If I was gonna do that, I'd do a goat. Maybe I'll do a goat. I don't know, but I have been thinking about that type of animal, an herbivore. I have room, and I might start making more room downstairs in the barn because I've been out there a lot. So that made my morning. I was talking about all kinds of crappy people, and that was a bright spot in my conversation of pieces of shit in the art world. They're disgraceful. They are. They're pieces of shit. I've never really heard anything good about any of those people. Have they ever done anything, you know, sort of charitable or kind? I've never really heard anything about that. I've just heard like they're brilliant as artists. Well, talking about the Lolita, you know, it's just like I could talk about some of the politicians that were on that thing. Like, heard a lot of stories about them being pieces of shit. You know, did they ever do anything other than something self-serving? I don't know. That cow was awesome, though. You'd have to have hay. You'd have to muck out the stall. The fertilizer aspect of it would be great. It would. I could compost a lot of it. It's only one cow, which would be a lot, but you know, it could be dealt with for sure. You can also sell it. People will come and pick it up for free. So they might even pay you to pick it up. But you only have one, so I don't know if that would be anything that anybody would be interested in. Hang on. This is interesting. Hang on. I'm going to read about the cow here. There's people that know about this shit. Then I'll go back. Hang on. This is important. Okay, what are you saying? Marianne McKinney. After puberty, a heifer continues to have regular estrus cycles every 21 days. Wow, really? Wow. So it almost might be better to get a male and get it castrated when it's young. Every 21 days? Man, that's like a human. I definitely watch videos on raising and training a cow. Baby cows are so cute. I agree. Hey, wow, Marianne, that's interesting. That almost makes me think that a male would be the way to go. Get a male and have it castrated when it was a few months old. Because you can't do a spay on a cow. I guess you could, but I'm sure that would be extensive, right? Hang on, there's more information. Yeah, got that from the FDA website. I like goats because they're natural weed whackers. The problem that I have with the goats is that I would have to encircle all my trees with fencing, which may or may not be a problem, or there may be a way that there's turkeys out in this field. If I was gonna go turkey hunting, I'd talk to this guy because I keep seeing him out there. That's what they like to do, like turkey hunting. Like you'll hunt like the edge of a field, and then you'll call them, and when they get close, there's two there and there's two there, but I can't tell if they're toms or it's hens or whatever they are. There's a lot of turkeys in this area. There's a place I know where I could go hunt them. You know what? I'm gonna drive up there real quick and see if I see any. It's up by Beaver Dam State Forest. I could hunt the edge of the woods. I got shells and everything. I could probably go tomorrow. If I see him up there, I'm probably gonna go turkey hunting tomorrow. I think I have to check the dates, but I believe it's right now. Let me run up there real fast. It's real close. Keep seeing him there. I could go talk to that guy. I'd rather just go someplace I don't have to ask. Can't believe I'm gonna go. I keep seeing them and I'm like, maybe I should go turkey hunting. I like getting up, I'm getting up early anyway. I could just go out there early, wake up, go out there and see if I call a few in, call one in. Hang on. Demonstrational cycle of humans, aka heat, and animals. What is estrus? What is an estrus cycle? Oh, okay. Come on. I used to have goats and they left. Didn't really damage my property, however, I made sure that they had their own things to play with. You're talking out of my... I'm an animal trainer. I don't know what you're talking about. To play with. I don't see that a animal that is chewing up a tree is playing with the tree. They're an herbivore. They're just gonna fucking... I would interact with the animal. Of course, but it's like, I don't know. It's so much money. Oh, the way my hip is going though, I'd be fine riding a horse, which is weird. It is, it's weird. Alright, so if I go up here and I see any turkeys in this field, I'm gonna go turkey hunting. I need a couple of things. No, I don't. I think I know where a turkey call is. It'd be great if I had at least a camo shirt that was appropriate. I might be able to make one. I got dark green, I think. I had dark green and I got some spray paint. I could probably do something up. My face I'll black out so it blends more in. You know, it's usually what I do turkey hunting. I just take charcoal, screw up my face so that it isn't as like obvious I'm human. Yeah, that cow was bitching. The deal with the goat is that the goat is smaller, which has its distinct advantages, but cows are so cute. There would be an advantage to having a cow is that I would stop eating beef. And beef is probably the most unhealthy meat for you. That's just how it is, man. You could ever eat. Not being forced. I mean, I never eat duck at this point. There's no way. So it's early in the morning. If there would be turkeys that would work this field, I would see them now. So it's still early in there. Well, see, this is the problem. This is not the right kind of field. I thought that this field was... I think they stopped working this field. It's like for, well, maybe. Hang on. I prefer it was like a cornfield or something. It's not. It's like pasture. It's like I used to do this with my dad all the time. Drive around and look for doves and ducks and shit. For places to hunt. Didn't really see anything here. I'm not saying that they're not there. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. Hang on. I think. I wish I had binoculars. It looks like turkeys. I'm not sure. It's so far. You can see 3. I think. It's just, I don't have binoculars here. It looks like it. See, that's not, I could tell if it was not pasture and it was like plowed land. You can really see them. But this looks like that's what's out there. I don't know what else that would be. If I saw if I could see definite movement. Hang on. Which I'm not seeing, and I don't know how else. I think those are turkeys. I'm gonna come check later. See what opening day of turkey season is, New York State. Somewhere around here. I mean, it's really, really far. If I come back later and they're not there anymore, I should have binoculars. May 1st to May 31st. And it's right now. Oh, hang on. It's like they sort of stand around, so it's, if there's movement, there's like not a lot of movement, but there's very distinct I don't know what else those would be. It's like I know that area too. See what we can see again. Hang on. Let's see if I can blow up on this. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Let's go give it a shot. Keep talking about it. Oh, I don't want to go, but I keep seeing them everywhere. I could go down there and see if I could live stream it too. If I can get a signal. That's what I want to do. It's gotta be like the edge of a field. I see them in that grassy stuff, but it's like a big chicken, so they like a plowed field that had corn in it. They're gonna be looking for corn. I don't know. Go back, like you get a male cow and you just have it castrated. Because if the female's going in estrus every 21 days, my God, you know, that's just, I didn't think that was the case. course, that might make the female like kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. Now, a goat's a different story. Goats are small. You know, cow, plow into you or something, break your ribs. All right, it's time to get to work. Appreciate y'all going with me to get caffeine. Feel like I'm ready to start the day. How long is it? That was long, 2 hours. Whatever. I got to pet a cow. I did. I got to pet a cow, which was fucking awesome. That made my day. Ow. All right, I was looking for a place to turkey hunt. I've always wanted a donkey too. Yep. There's a farm animal sanctuary here. There's one up here in Watkins Glen. So I'll see you in a bit. I'll probably live stream. I'm working on shit.